don't have to worry about it too much. But these two closest runways are the southern complex, we call them. There's two together, they're parallel. Then we have another parallel at the far end of the airport, so they're the three east-west runways that we have. So we're heading right now 060 degrees, parallel to this runway, or these three runways going this direction. So the runways are numbered by compass heading. So this is called 06 right. Next to it is 06 left. At the other end of the airport, because it's farther away, we call it 05. Similar, but not exactly the same heading. On your right-hand side, before we talk more about the runways, this is where Doug works out of. His whole team is here. We got giant snowplows and blowers and shredders and all sorts of, you name it, there's all sorts of equipment. See those blades up against the fence here? These big giant blades, they fit on the front of the $1.2 million snowplows that we have. So 9 of them will go out on a runway at one time to clear the runway in 15 minutes. 17 minutes, I think, is our normal time. On our left-hand side, we've got that tower there, that antenna, that's called a glide path. So there's 10 of those because we have 5 runways and each end of the runway has an instrument landing system. The instrument landing system, or ILS, has part of it is a glide path. The glide path helps the pilot figure out what angle to come in at. So you hear them saying, we've got the glide slope, or we're pointing to the runway. You ever see in the movies and you see all the lights of the runway and the pilot's heading down? They've got white lights on both sides of the runway. You have a whole series of lights on poles leading to the end of the runway. The glide slope helps the pilots figure out what angle, and at the very end of the runway is something called the localizer. So coming up here on your left, you're going to see a bunch of lights on the poles, and then this big orange array, and that's called the localizer. So the localizer sits at the end of the runway. So this one here is if we were using this runway 06 coming towards us, 06 right. But today we're landing in the 24s, so 24 right, the second runway. So there's your localizer, these are the lights, and that's all part of what's called the ILS. So that's how it all works. Very simple, you could all be pilots now, right? No, a little bit more detail than that. On our left-hand side, you can't really tell, but this is actually a bit of a pond. We have 7 stormwater facilities here. The largest are 4 underground tanks on the other side of the field that are the equivalent of 66 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Okay? So there's a lot of investment we made to protect the environment because we've got creeks on both sides of the airport. We can't pollute it, or we don't want to pollute it. And this is our air quality monitoring station here. So all of these things help us to protect the environment. When there's a flood or anything, we don't want to pollute. We don't want all the fluids, the oils, hydraulic fluids, whatever, ending up in the creek, so we can protect it all that way. And then you've seen the wildlife officer talking about how we're protecting wildlife. We're not really trying to just protect the engine. Oh, what do we got? Oh, a little Q400 landing there. All right, so this vehicle here is scooting ahead of us because he knows that he doesn't want to get stuck behind us at the security check, which is where we're going to now. If we're lucky, everybody on that van has a purple and they're going to get waved through. So with the purple passes, we get, it's a random check. When we're in the terminals, when you're going through security, you go through, you line up with your boarding pass and you go through. And off to the side is an employee access point. And we go through with our purple pass and we say, we hit this button and we get the green light, yay, we get to go through. Red light, oh, it's my lucky day, I'm gonna be here for 10 minutes, right? Well, when we get to this booth, it's the same idea, but it's not designed for a large vehicle like this. So, because we will definitely be going through security, they'll probably make it quicker for us here. Really depends who the guard is and how familiar they are with the tour. But this little booth over here is where we're gonna go. And it's not a bad day, so we'll get off the bus, we'll line up at the back of the booth. You'll have to take everything with you. So your purses, your water bottles, all that will go through screening. And then you'll have to come through a few people at a time, and we'll come out the front door, and then Doug and Chris will be waiting for us there, and we'll reboard the bus, okay? And once you're all off the bus, they'll do a check of the bus. So if you leave anything behind, they're gonna throw it away, okay? So don't leave
everything?
Yeah, take your bags with you. Oh, the papers are fine. The papers, they can tell there's nothing in the paper.
How about the
probably better to take that with you, just in case you've got something tied up in there. You know, it's actually hollowed out and there's a little gun or something, right? So, I don't bring explosives to work anymore. I stopped doing that. I got caught every time. It's not working. Right? So, all right. So this should just hopefully not be too long for us.
Ano ba yung nasa dyan? Again, wala bang get eh.
Morning. How are you? Hi guys.
It makes no sense.
Three of us with the race. Yeah, we're going in here. All 26 of us. 26 trips. He's got the break. So I'm going to go tell them we're coming. Doug, we'll see you there. Yep, got a list.